Welcome, fellow productivity seekers. I'm Garland Coulson, Captain Time, coming to you from my chrono cavern. And I want to talk about glory days today. It's an interesting phrase. So many people wax nostalgic about their so-called glory days. For many, this seems to have been high school or university or sometime long in the past. But were these real glory days, or are we just guilty of remembering the good parts and skipping the bad times? Are our glory days only a nostalgic past thing, or if we make a few changes and change our perspective, could our glory days be happening right now? So, back in the day, perhaps you were the sports star, the big man on campus, the prom queen, the head cheerleader, the it girl. Maybe you dazzled everyone with your academic prowess and had lots of dating successes. That's not my story. So I'm going to share parts of my personal journey here, but of course your experience might have been very different. So let's look at my decades from high school to now and see where my glory days might live. So elementary school, I said high school, but let's go all the way back to elementary. So while I loved school and really enjoyed my classes in elementary school, I was bullied a lot. I was socially very awkward. I was the youngest one in my class, so I was always the one picked last for any sports teams. My parents didn't have a lot of money. We were always well fed and loved, but I didn't have the shiny new toys and things that my classmates did. So overall, I had a very happy childhood, many fond memories, but I wouldn't consider these the best years of my life. My glory days were not elementary school. So, junior and senior high school, a little better than elementary school. The bullying mainly stopped. I had better relationships with my classmates since most of us had known for years, and the bullying had stopped. I wasn't being picked on anymore for my academic success. I helped tutor some people and discovered I enjoyed teaching others, a skill that would be with me my entire life. Physically, I caught up with my peers, started winning medals at track events. I was on several junior and high school teams, and I discovered girls. Academic success, some sports success, and girls. Wow, this sounds like my glory days, right? Not quite. So I was still in my teens, still living at home, not fully connected what to do with my life. While I was very interested in girls and I was very excited about girls, I was still painfully shy. Looking back at that time with what I now see several girls were interested in me, but I lacked the confidence to ask them out. So I had a very limited dating life and I wasn't fully my own person yet. Some great memories, but not my best decade ever. So after high school, let's talk about the roaring 20s. And no, I'm not old enough to have lived in the roaring 1920s. I'm just referring to my own 20s. So being an adult, lived on my own, had an early marriage and kids. I explored careers first in retail, then in banking, and I experienced rapid promotion. So a relationship, kids, rapid career advancement, sounds like glory days, right? Well, not quite. My relationship was struggling. I was working long hours, and again, really hadn't come into my own yet. So let's talk about the transformational 30s. So in the 30s, everything changed. My relationship ended, so I was free to date again, this time with a lot more confidence than I had in high school. So single, in my 30s, dating regularly. Sounds amazing, right? Not quite. I was living 5 hours drive away from my children, couldn't see them as often as I'd liked, launched some businesses that failed, and moved from job to job. The dating was fun at times, but none of the relationships lasted, and I'm not a person who wants to date just for the fun of it. So once again, the 30s weren't my glory time, my glory days. Let's talk about the fierce 40s. So in the 40s, things started looking up. I met my wife, Terry, who I've been with for 23 years. My confidence and skills were improving, still struggling on the business front, and I hadn't taken care of my fitness levels and my body, carrying a lot of extra weight, and my health suffered. So some great things happening, some great transformations happening, but facing some challenges. Next are my flourishing 50s. 50s, things are looking up. A great relationship, grandchildren, travel, and more business success. Started to exercise, take better care of my body, and felt a lot better despite health issues. And that brings us to the sensational 60s. Yes, I'm that old. So, my business is flourishing, my relationship is amazing, I'm meeting new friends, I have interesting hobbies, and I have puppies. My life is comfortable, gives me great joy and laughter every day. My financial situation's in good shape. In truth, my glory days are in my present right now. So, look at these ideas, apply this to your own life. Maybe there's some things about previously that, you miss, but truthfully, don't spend your time pining away for some perceived glory days. Instead, create your own glory days in the present right now. And if you'd like help creating your own glory days right now, contact me, reach out, check out my time management coaching